Is a huge hit, but tonight we're showing you how real crime scene investigators are trained.
And they've used this in CSI before. We are taking you to Texas A&M University, where students are uncovering clues to careers that may one day help the families of murder victims see justice. Here's 11 News reporter Nancy Holland.
Okay, we got 5 of you. We're set.
At 6 scenes of death, there is a story.
Oh gosh, it smells nasty.
On a warm day when the rancid air carries on a breeze, these A&M students try to read that story told by flies and maggots in a language of science.
The victim you'll be found in the trunk of the car.
It is a realistic scene, this car with a body inside.
The only other thing that would make it even more realistic is if we soaked it in gasoline and torched it.
We should probably grab the live ones, any live ones we see, because that's our... Yeah.
The body is a pig. The story of when and how it died that students must read is the same kind crime scene investigators decipher. Here, life comes after death. It's just different.
The fly maggots come early in the fresh corpse stage, and then once they're done feeding, they migrate away to pupate.
The casings left by maturing flies help them with a timeline of death. There may be more to read. Insects that show the body was moved, or drugs, or poison.
The insects are what they eat, and they carry those drugs inside them, and that's not natural. So if you find fly maggots high on cocaine, that tells you they had to get it from somewhere. It's most likely what they're feeding on.
Insects can even carry the DNA of what they devour, helping with identification. Real investigators understand the value.
Unfortunately, when you get to a scene as a death investigator, that person's already deceased. So there's nothing you can do for them, but there's a lot you can do for their family. It's really interesting.
But there is also a warning. Over the next couple of weeks, the students will analyze what they found, write a report, and then they'll be called on to testify, much as they might be in the real world. In their zeal, they are told, believe the story the evidence tells, nothing more.
I tell my students we have to remain unbiased. Actually, we gather the evidence and tell the story, and many times it exonerates as much as it convicts.
Those here may never again look at what creeps and crawls in exactly the same way. It is a body of evidence, a puzzle, a life and death and life story waiting to be told. Nancy Holland, 11 News.
So see, you never know who's going to testify, even bugs in this case. Well, you may have